So we got Cyrano. Before watching this movie, I had no idea how to even pronounce the character in the movie or the movie title itself. I was calling it Cryano or Cryano. I was like, is that how you pronounce the name? However, once I saw the film, Cyrano. So it's directed by Joe Wright. Now, if that name sounds familiar, he also did 2005 Pride and Prejudice. So another romance movie under his belt. He did more throughout the years, but I just haven't seen it until it hit the big screen. So what is Cyrano? Cyrano is adapted from a play onto the big screen. So I had no idea any of this because you guys know I like to go into the movies blind, like without any research, so I could still get like the good experience. I don't like watching trailers, even though maybe it might be for like 5 seconds just to see if it's interesting. But once I saw this, I knew it was gonna be a romance movie. And guess what? Yes, it is a romance movie, but that's good because here on this channel, I love romance movies. Before YouTube, I was gonna be a relationship therapist. So anyway, it's a love romance movie, but the way it angles it towards that direction, it's a little bit different because it's a love triangle romance movie, soft musical genre dramatic. What do I mean by that? First of all, this movie is perfect for anyone that wants to get their toes into musicals, but maybe feels like not going too far into the deep end, like West Side Story or In the Heights. Whether this movie has more singing, solos, numbers than those two movies. Those two movies had dancing and singing together. However, this movie does have singing and dancing together, but those are very few far between. We definitely see more scenes with these characters just singing out loud. They're expressing their emotions, compelling the dialogue forward. I thought that was pretty cool because I'm just like, wow, they're singing more, but the way it's done in this movie, I thought it was awesome because it's like, yeah, you can dance with multiple people and that's cool too, but their singing actually meant more to the story, and we'll get to that in a second. So it's a love triangle played by Cyrano, which is our protagonist, played by Peter Dinklage, which is famous from Game of Thrones. The beautiful woman Roxanne, played by Haley Bennett, as well as Christian, played by Kelvin Harrison Jr. Now, there is an evil guard that protects this little city, whereas in the Heights and West Side Story, I know I'm not trying to make comparisons, but it kind of felt like those two were broader in terms of like scope, in terms of the landscape. However, this confines it to one small city, and this was before. This felt like poetry, Shakespearean-ish, Dungeons and Dragons, like castles, medieval guards. Even the fashion sense was way more like swords play. That was pretty awesome to see that. Ben Hendelson is also in this movie, and he also plays, I don't want to say the evil guard. I guess he was a guard that just maybe not had good morals, because I saw him, I was like, no way, is that him? Because I can definitely recognize his voice. He's like, oh, we going to protect the city. And I was like, no way, is that him? And then sooner or later, I was like, in the cast of the characters during the end, I was like, yes, that is him. I was like, no way, but he's in like all full-blown makeup. Like, we don't really get to see his true face because some of these characters are full-blown makeup. Deals with a lot with the theater, with hereditary, with all of that like goodness from the old days. I don't want to say old days, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. So now that we got that out of the way, like I said, it's more singing than dancing. Cryano, same how I'm saying it. Cyrano is a great protagonist. However, it feels like society looks down upon him just because of his size, and I do not want to be disrespectful, but he even says it in the movie, like, midget, like, I'm just gonna call it shorter than average because he's shorter. So a lot of people, he doesn't have strength. However, in the beginning, it starts with this great like poetic banter back and forth, Shakespearean-ish. I was like, ooh, we're gonna get like different like books in this movie. We're gonna get like different like knowledge. The dialogue in this movie is more poetry and more Shakespearean than like regular talking like you and me, especially in the 21st century. However, a lot of people are like, oh, you can't fight. However, he proves in even the first 30 minutes that he's a great swordsmanship. Like this movie opens up with the theater and like him battling some other dude. I'm like, whoa, there was way more action in this movie than I thought it was going to be, and the swordplay is awesome because I was like, whoa. And now you're probably thinking, how come you're not talking about the romance and dramatic? Well, we will get to this in a second. So after that scene, after the beginning amazing montage of like poetry, banter, swordsmanship, Roxanne, which is a beautiful woman, sees someone in the crowd, which is Christian, and it's like love at first sight. They're smiling, they're like, oh, and then it's already established that Cyrano and Roxanne already have a friendship. They already know each other because they grew up with each other. That's what it says in the movie. However, when Cyrano was gonna tell her that he's gonna love her, Roxanne was like, no, I found this other guy, you know, I've never talked to him. And then obviously to the audience, we know from Cyrano's point of view, because it's told from his like story from his side, that okay, well, she doesn't feel the same way about me. So it's obviously Christian, and he just started in this town or this country, so whatever. So Christian joins in this army because they're gonna like have a war at the end, which I'm not gonna get to that towards right now, but they have a war. So Christian and Cyrano, they become, I don't want to say friends, but Christian's like, oh, I love Roxanne, because they did kind of have a moment in the beginning, and now Cyrano and Roxanne, now that we know this friendship dynamic, that they've been friends for a long time, but Roxanne doesn't feel like love towards him. I guess I don't want to say, I can't even say anything because I don't want to ruin it. Christian was like, oh, I don't know what to do, but then Cyrano, since Roxanne already knows like his name, wants to find out, he's like, yeah, I'll help you like find who he is. So Christian and Cyrano, they meet, and basically the rest of the movie, for the middle part, which is a big chunk of it, you see this in the trailer. Cyrano's like, my words upon your lips, you will write to her more often and she will fall in love. And so after that, because they already had the initial attraction, Roxanne doesn't know that Christian, they're writing letters towards each other, but every time Christian writes a letter, it's Cyrano's words. It's not Christian's words, it's Cyrano's words, but Christian just writes his name. So it's basically, I was like, whoa, because that is a love triangle, because think about it, Cyrano and Christian really do like Roxanne, like, of course, but it just felt like Cyrano didn't want to like tell her girl, or it just felt like, cause since he was shorter than average, he felt like he couldn't have a chance. I felt like that's what I got from the movie. So it's this dialogue moment where both of them just transferring letters like love, romance, and you see it throughout the film. They're singing, they're dancing, their love for each other, and it's like this push and pull, because it's weird. It's like two guys trying to get one girl, but that one girl doesn't know that it's like 1.5 of a man. And the reason I'm not saying that because of size, I'm saying because he's not writing with his soul. He's not writing like the way he is. And as soon as this progressed, like this bickering, this banter, this back and forth, there's way more dramatic dialogue, because I don't want to ruin anything, but it just felt like the more it goes, the like worse it gets. Because remember, you can't hide a lie like that for so long. There is a funny moment when Roxanne actually meets Christian for the second time. They actually start talking, and my whole theater was laughing because Christian doesn't know how to talk like that. He doesn't have the wit, he doesn't have the brains, the poetry, the Shakespeareanish like Cyrano does. And it was funny for the whole theater to start laughing. And then I don't know if you probably caught this in the trailers, there's this balcony scene that was kind of funny. It deals with like a kiss, and it's so heartbreaking and heartwarming to see, because I don't want to tell you how the scene plays out. It just shows us, the audience, who is really in love with Roxanne. Like, yes, Christian might be in love with her, but like, think about it like this. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Like, yeah, Roxanne is gorgeous, and Christian too, he's a good looking man. And like, I'm not saying that Cyrano's not, but Roxanne probably just looked at Christian like, whoa, like, you know, for like, initial attraction. Like when I go to the mall and I see a girl, like, I don't know, I thought it was like that. It felt like the love was told through Christian's body and the soul of the words from Cyrano's, because they write letters so much, and then it gets revealed throughout the story that there is more things that come into play. The poetry is way more prevalent in this film, which is awesome, because I've learned the new words. I've learned how to like, this movie just like opened my eyes, the sense of a dictionary. Can I like, I love these movies, like especially with Shakespeareanish, because I had no idea what this era of film was going to be entitled. Now we get into the third act, and in the third act they go into war. I'm not gonna like ruin anything for you guys, but like there is a lot that needs to be like addressed to the audience, which it does. And they also do this side musical number, other soldiers in the war, how it's like they regret not telling something to someone about what they feel or what they should have settled. I love romance movies. You guys know that on this channel I love romantic drama movies, but it felt like to me Cyrano didn't believe himself that he could be with her just because of his size. But let's say he was like a normal man, I don't want to say that, like a little bit taller, he probably would, this movie would be so different. Cyrano, I'm gonna give this an A minus. Now the reason why I'm saying this is an A minus, if you don't like musicals, if you don't like dramatic dialogue, say Shakespearean poetic centric movies, especially with romance prevalent in its film, you probably will not like this film. Or if it's like a musical but mostly singing, less dancing, that's why I'm giving it an A minus, because we've seen romance for a lot of us, like so many romance movies. Like you can look at the background, Riverdale, Nerve, 50 Shades of Grey, the After series, even this movie I just did a review, Redeeming Love. Like there are so many romance movies, but the way this movie tackled romance at a different angle with a love triangle is way more relatable, because it happens in real life. Two friends like one girl, two girls like one guy, like you have to choose. And the way it ended the movie, I thought it was very respectful. Like I don't want to tell you what the ending is. It was a great way to end this type of film, because it was just, I don't know, it just showed a lot of bad things, good things about romance, but the way it angled it towards it with the love triangle in place was very refreshing to see as us, the audience, because it was different than anything else, and not just a guy and a girl or two girls, two guys. No, this is a love triangle, which most of you guys can relate. But anyway guys, that's gonna be everything for me today. I hope you have a great day, and let me know if you ever need anything. And if you like these types of movies, it would mean the world to me if you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you never miss a video, and stay tuned for more reviews in the future. Take care. Oh!